Let me grab my 4 here.
You know why it got a 4?
Yeah, 100%.
Are we already live?
It has a
been live.
We've been live.
Yeah, we've been live.
I missed the countdown music.
You missed the countdown with the horrible music.
Oh shit!
Look at you, sticker auto.
What's that?
We're just talking about sticker autos.
So on the top side, there's a giant, like it looks like somebody like took a bite out of it.
Is that your 6?
It's a 4.
4. Even worse.
4.
He's trying to create the rainbow.
Even better.
A rainbow.
I wanted to see if I could get, well, yeah, exactly, one number for each card. There's no PSA 1s, but yeah, got the PSA 4. Took the card and put it in the sleeve. Do we have that?
Join my crew. You take the card and put it in the sleeve.
We most certainly do.
Of course we have that.
Grim is here. We've got Ryan McClanahan in the house. The National is coming up. Looking forward to seeing everybody that's going.
Shelby is watching. Hello, Shelby. Before the show gets
Bargain Boxers gave us the 112-day countdown.
Yep.
Yeah, Bargain Boxer. You know, last year, Bargain, I'm just going to call him out if he's here. Last year, he said, I was like, I didn't see you last year. And he's like, I saw you. I'm like, well, why didn't you come up and say something? He's like, I was in the middle of a conversation.
We talked to him.
He was in one of my videos.
Like, get out of here, Boxer.
He was in one of my videos with the Jimmy Fox card.
Yeah.
He found it at the.
Yeah.
That's creepy. I saw you. Well, that's not scary or anything. That's perfectly fine. Okay.
Hey, Ricky.
Get all the same hair. Yeah, we're going to get a pumpkin pie haircutted freak, little bowl cut.
Y'all better grow your hair out. I'm not cutting mine off.
Let's go. Look at Neo with the. Oh, yeah. He's quietly flexing his sealed product back there.
This stuff's going out. This stuff's going out the door.
Dude, you're selling off.
You're offloading?
Liquidating.
What the fuck?
The 10-year holds just turned into 2-year holds.
When you have massive positions, you can let some slide out the door a little bit.
Okay, Rudy.
I got it for sale just above retail. It's I got plenty of it. It's easy to get.
What's up, vintage card collector?
I got 4 of those laying around.
Steve Dog.
It's all Pokemon.
Those keep coming in the mail. I don't know how many I ordered. I just ordered a bunch from Pokemon Center, and I just keep getting random boxes.
I got some Magic too. I got some Magic collector boxes sitting back here too.
What is going on here? What happened to this channel? It's all Pokemon now.
What are you talking about?
You started a second live stream.
You're the one trying to buy cases of Pokemon.
I haven't bought any. If I wanted to, I could have.
Okay, here, look. Okay. So I here's my Heritage. I got some blasters of Heritage.
Heritage.
You buy any Bowman today, Ham?
No, I didn't buy any Bowman. I'm gonna get into some breaks on it. I'd rather go that route on that product because
you'd rather pay someone else to open your cards for you.
No, I'd rather go into like a 4 case break for either a team or a player, or do a player random. Take my chances there with just rare stuff, colors, or maybe getting a good guy. I'm not going to pay up like these other people do and overpay for somebody that realistically has a proven shit.
Yes, you are.
You can't. The way back in the day was easier to get in on a hot prospect at a more realistic price. Now everybody just overshoots, and I'm not that type of money guy, so I have to go at it a different route. So that's my strategy.
Yeah, Ham has to go about it different routes, stealing boxes off the back of trucks.
There's always a back door.
Guys, what is this? You see all the extra increments eBay is playing with now. They're playing with the increments to be fair to all bidders. I don't know what that is. You know what he's talking
about?
I
know is I like it when you bid at the last second and it says finding out or whatever it says when it's spinning to let you know if you're going to win. And that's just telling me like who's the highest bidder. Whoever's the highest bidder, you're going to win. It has nothing to do with it ended who won. Like they calculate now.
Extra increments. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't really know what that means either.
To be fair,
I'm not sure.
Hello, raise LeBron James cards. Take the card and put it in the binder. Aloha, Rick Lyle. What's going on? The Pete Weber inscription. Oh, I wonder if that was your card. I saw this on social media, JE. I saw somebody posted a Pete Weber inscription.
I saw that too floating around somewhere.
So was that JE? I wonder. Maybe it was. Because I haven't seen that card pop up in a bit.
Card vibe, we did say Pokemon.
Who made it?
Leaf.
Who made the Pete Weber card?
It's probably Leaf's. It's one of Leaf's best cards they've ever made. Is that Pete Weber?
I think that was one of Brian Gray's last cards, wasn't it?
I'm sure he'll take credit for it. He'll take credit.
100%.
That's true.
Yeah, whether it was him or not, he was on it.
Is it a sticker though? I just can't.
No, it's
like a full inscription.
on
They got
card.
a paragraph on
Even
there.
better. Even better.
No, it's
Somebody
Leaf's one of Leaf's best cards. Period.
Yeah, but what product?
Leaf Bowling. I have no idea.
Sir Bowling.
Yeah, wondering. I mean, what product would they randomly put a Pete Weber card in?
I feel like didn't that come out like the
Wasn't it
first
standalone?
national that we all went to?
Yeah, wasn't it like standalone? Like it was his own.
I think it was.
set?
I think it was just like one of those ones they put for sale on the website. But I think that I remember them doing a bunch of promo for it at the national, the first Chicago national that we all went to. Because didn't they have like a thing in their booth where you could like fake reenact the Pete Weber celebration or whatever, and they videoed it?
I didn't think it was that long ago though. 4 years ago? I thought it was like a couple years ago.
Well, because Gray was still a Leaf when that happened, and that was a few years ago now.
Really? I thought he was at Leaf like 2 years ago. No?
Yeah, now probably 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Man, time
I'm
flies.
saying that card was like 4 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Time flies. Hey guys, I'm headed to my first national, assuming third time is a charm and I win the contest. That's where Steve comes in. Speaking of Steve, when are we starting that? In about 30 days, like May-ish?
No, the actual live stream to claim a winner will be about a month before the national. Now, this year, the national tends to fall later, like very end of July, early August.
Yeah, correct. Into July, August. It
Yeah.
falls into August, basically.
So, yeah, more time.
Mr.
Pretty short
President.
notice for people to schedule.
We got Mr. President in the chat down there, Mr. Mangini.
Okay, I'll get to him.
Oh, look at that.
PSA email in the vault. So I put some cards in the vault, but I didn't get any.
Who's that, Homelander?
No, it's that's Mangini.
Oh, the card you made, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten any offers.
That's
on my
not
PSA
new.
vault.
That was just like a marketing email that they sent out. PSA offers has been on since like December.
Yeah, it's been going for a while. I don't have any offers on mine yet.
I haven't talked to them. Have you heard if they're backtracking on any of the tariff stuff since like it all changed again today for 9? Didn't it like all went on pause today for 90 more days?
I think they're too afraid to turn it on because they don't know what's really going on.
Yeah,
I figured they were just going to do business as normal and just either eat some of it and just see where it goes and not affect.
They're not going to eat that because that's a lot of percent on the value of the cards.
Yeah,
I'm sure they can pick and choose.
Yeah, I'm not going to reach out to them about all that stuff. It's like it changes so quickly that by the time it gets to the people that I'm talking to, I guess I could reach out to like you could too, to the Hogue, to reach out to Ryan, but I'm like, I'm not going to bother with any of that shit.
So I mean, with the current grading timeline, and we'll use PSA because that's the main one. It's like what 75 days is what it is right now
for bulk.
Yeah.
So how much is it? Well,
everything above bulk is running relatively on time, or like
I'm trying to figure out when the deadline for people to get stuff in before the national, because there's going to be a rush
for bulk. It's already too late.
That's what I'm getting at. Well, I mean, it was 112 days till the national.
If they're saying 4 months, that would already put you into the beginning of August.
They would have to get caught up and get ahead of schedule for you to make it.
I have a question because this is actually I'm giving some thought into this and being at least a decent part of my next video is so with PSA bulk being backed up now, do you see the price of raw cards going down? Because we know that the raw card market is inflated because you basically take a raw card, you send it to a grading company of choice, mainly PSA, to increase the value. If it grades out well, it increases the value of the card more so than the cost of the grading fee. So we're talking about $22 grading fee. If you get a PSA 10, it's going to increase the value of pretty much any card of any type of collectability by more than $22, right? You're artificially inflating the price of the card by getting a grade on it. Now, and we know that has driven the raw card market because if you look, that's why PSA 9s sell for less than raw cards right now, because everybody's looking at, oh, this card could possibly 10, it could possibly 10, it could possibly 10. raw cards are selling at a premium because they can possibly 10, not because they are going to 10. And that's why they're outselling a lot of PSA 9s on ultra modern. Okay, let me specify that, ultra modern. So do you see the bottleneck or the slowing of grading or the backlog at PSA causing some people to now say, man, I'm going to pull back on my raw card purchasing because I can't get them through PSA fast enough to turn my dollar, especially if I'm trying to play windows in markets and I'm trying to play seasons and things like that. So do you see this maybe causing, like I asked to start, a decrease in price of raw cards?
I don't think so. People are
no, because it's too big of a gain for somebody to get something that might.
Okay,
well, so Steve, I guess the price point is one question I would have, because for example, I've got 5 Caitlin Clark cards that I've got right now,
right?
That won't make it back, and I wanted to grade them. I wanted to have them at the National. I decided it'd be kind of fun, like, hey, I'll bring some of these to the National, whatever. It's too late for me to send them bulk, but realistically, I'm fine sending them at that $39 rate,
right?
Because it's like they're already like 500 plus, raw cards.
You're talking a very specific case though, and where the card that you're buying is exceeding bulk. So I'm asking about, stuff that falls into that bulk order, quick flip type stuff,
like 500 or less.
Time sensitive. Okay. I also don't believe Caitlin Clark is very time sensitive, right? New product is very time sensitive, like freshly broken product. I mean, look at Don Russ football sells for tons of money out of the gate in PSA 10s, but it's a very time sensitive product because nobody gives a shit about that product once the other products come out. Right. So I'm talking along the lines of like that. Also, somebody like myself who's been buying a lot of WWE stuff, the Topps Chrome product was very hot. It was new, it was fresh, getting it graded and beating people to market with it. That's kind of been the game, the first to market. You hear people say it all the time, first to market with graded cards. Now you're first to market. You may still be first to market, but by the time you're first to market, that product might be somewhat stale. So that's
I'd ask you, is it worth your while to go to like a BGS or an SGC and even though you're not going to get PSA 10 money, but is it still worth your while? And I'm asking that because I don't know.
It would only be worth my while if people in the secondary market started to value other slabs at more, more.
Well, isn't that what happened before? When you couldn't get a card through, then everybody started grading other places, and those prices went up on those cards because that was pretty much all available. All that was available,
namely SGC. And what happened with that was they got backlogged themselves, which then it didn't make a difference because they said everybody send us your card. That was their gimmick. We're open, okay? We're open. Weird. Send us your cards. Well, insert foot in mouth, because what happened to them was they got backlogged. And then it didn't really make a difference. So, and in fact, it probably cost them a lot of their credibility at the time or reputation. But okay, so Ham, because you said that it won't affect it. Just ask.
Not right now because the market's too hot.
Okay. Well, is there anything right now that you're buying and grading?
I have a ton of stuff to grade, but I'm not going to pay ridiculous prices unless it's something that I'm 100% sure of and I'm willing to pay it. And I'm going to send some stuff in. I just don't know where yet because I could send it anywhere. Is it better for me to grade on site at this point? I don't know. If I'm going to the National and I'm there, obviously the first day, is it better for me to go grade some stuff on the floor?
Well, what I'm saying is it affecting? But if you're buying right now, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, I'm just asking legitimately. If you're buying right now heavily, because as somebody speaking for myself, I've been buying heavy for 2 months at least.
Yep.
To grade, to sell. Basically, I'm just trying to inflate the value of the card with a grade.
Like you said, get to market first. A lot of people, their cards are going to be stuck at PSA. You already have yours. You are ahead of the game, so you're in the driver's seat at this point.
But when you're talking about product, it's not going to matter.
It just matters how rare it is. Because
if your products, if your products start coming out faster, and that's a big if, but if your products start coming out faster than your PSA turnaround times, then it's going to make grading certain products obsolete. Because the only way to capitalize on some products is to be the first to market with grading them. Well, now if a superior or more popular product is coming out faster than your PSA turnaround time, then grading said shit product isn't going to matter, because the new product is now going to be what everybody wants to get to market.
I agree with what you're saying, but I also disagree, because the market and the way everything is right now, people aren't focused just on the national. They're just focused on having good cards for.
I'm not talking about the national at all. I don't think it affects it.
If you're talking about the national, it affects it. If you're talking about in general, nobody cares, because they already have a line of stuff rolling through. And if that type of person is doing that, they don't care. They have stuff coming in every week. Like if you're a Brian,
you're overthinking this one.
They have hundreds of cards every week.
I don't think that I am. Well, I mean, I'm just asking how many of you guys are right now actively buying heavy to grade. I'm talking about, I mean,
everything that I bought, I already have.
I mean, I have 55 cards out, and I have about another 30 that need to go out, and I have stuff coming in the mail. So, what are you guys currently actively doing? A lot of buying raw to grade?
I am, but it's not like, so I'm kind of like grading it with the option to sell it if I want to, but I don't necessarily have to. And it's Caitlin Clark stuff, or it's PC stuff. It's like strange stuff.
Well, some stuff, some stuff it's really not going to affect. If it's established players, it's not going to matter.
I've got some Breeze stuff.
If it's established players, it's not going to matter. If it's like 90s inserts, which has been popular, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you're saying. Like with new releases, that's going to be a challenge, and it might just be that. It might be like the best cards out of the new releases. They go at $39 grades, to PSA to get it turned around in a hurry. But to your point, if it's a new release that's not it's an off product, it's not Prism or something like that. If it's not a top tier card that people want to pay up for that quicker turnaround time, then maybe those raw prices do sag a little bit.
So maybe it's just me, because Ham and Neo said that they don't see it affecting it at all. But I can tell you personally, it has affected it for me. That's why I'm asking. And maybe I'm hugely the minority here. But the fact that I know that PSA is now running behind, I'm going to pump the brakes on my raw card purchasing. And like I said, I've been buying heavy, and I got a lot of cards out, and I got a lot of cards that go out. But I don't want to get backed up even more now on stuff that I intend to grade. Mm-hmm. Now, my video was actually going to be, well, maybe let's play the other side of the coin here. If it does affect the price of raw cards, which was my initial question, then maybe it creates a buying opportunity. But I don't know. You guys don't think it's going to affect raw cards. So if it doesn't affect the value of raw cards, it won't create a buying opportunity. So that, that's what I look for. Flipping Steve is the name. I look for opportunity. I said that in Mangini's interview, right? So if it's not going to create that extra opportunity, but it's going to tie my assets up longer, then for me, I'm going to have to pull back and wait it out.
Yeah.
But if there's lots and lots of other people with the same mindset that I have right now, then it will cause a decrease in raw card value, because there will be less demand. I mean, I'm one person, and I'm not saying I'm going to affect the market, but if there's lots of people out there with the same mindset as me right now, then it will affect the market, because demand will go down.
Yeah, and the effect that you're getting out of grading is that price jump, obviously, from a raw to a potential PSA 10, where if it's a good enough raw card, it's going to have a following no matter what. It's going to have a heavy buyer. But like you said, if it's a lower end stuff or a brand new product that comes out of lower quality, let's say, yeah, that stuff's just going to have to take a minute to get out, and you're going to have those one or two that somebody sends it in and luckily gets it back quick.
Right.
But it's going to be so few and far between.
And then again, let me specify when I talk about the raw card values, because I've been grading a lot of different shit. I got lots of like the 2000 finest football gold refractors. I got lots of old 90s inserts and refractors and things like that. It doesn't matter to me when I get those cards back. It doesn't matter. Those players are retired. They're Hall of Famers. Those are cards that collectors are going to look for. But when I'm buying modern or ultra modern WWE stuff, there's either a certain popularity on a certain performer or entertainer, in the WWE. I'm trying to capitalize on it, the market at the time, just like you would with a sports card or with a sports player. WrestleMania season's coming up, things like that. You do some WWE stuff, but but you play the market the same as you do any other sport. You look for something that's going to be a catalyst for someone's popularity that is ultimately what drives their value. It doesn't matter if they're good or they're bad; it's their popularity. So, that's just the way that I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, so now, and like you said, if you're trying to play the national market, let's throw the national in there, which I didn't originally do. But if you're trying to play the national market and you're like, man, I need to have these cards because I want to have them graded and out on my table at trade night. Or I want to have these cards because I know this is what people are going to be looking at the national. Where the NFL draft is this month. It's going to end. There's going to be some popularity. I need to have some cards graded for whatever, A, B, or C reason. At this point, like you guys stated earlier, if your cards aren't into PSA right now, you forget about the national.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of, do you have all your quarterbacks and stuff at PSA already for the national?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So that stuff will be on time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say if you didn't, then that would be bad.
The national plays a big part in the market every year, regardless.
But grading wise, who has the fastest turnaround time on let's say right now?
See, still, but they're even running a little behind.
Probably SGC. But I don't think
SGC is like 5 to 6 weeks. Right. I think.
I don't think fastest
4 weeks, but I don't think.
I don't think right now. I don't think fastest turnaround times is going to change the way people grade. I don't think people are going to be like, well, I'm not going to get my stuff back from PSA for 4, 5, 6 months. I'm going to send it to SGC because I can get it back in 2 or 3 months. I don't think people are looking at that when they're buying raw cards. I think they're saying, I got to send my stuff to PSA on Ultra Modern.
Now, do you think people maybe just alter their buys a little bit instead of buying the $100 card, $150 card, and a PSA 10's $500? Maybe they're buying a $400 card and they're okay spending $39 on that next level up if they need it for the national, assuming they need it. Do they just adjust their buying?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're buying higher end or stuff that's going to grade, I mean, you just got banged with some upcharges. So, I mean, I feel like if you're buying cards that are going to fall into that, going to fall into an upcharge, if you hit a 10, you might as well just send it in at a certain rate anyway. That way you get them back faster. Because if you're trying to
exactly. Right. You see Mr. Stooks' comment, he said he's still waiting on his August PSA submission.
Yeah.
I know. I was wondering, is that Stooks?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he commented on my video today with the same thing. I'm like, how is that?
Yeah,
I would something like that.
That feels like it's lost or something. I don't know. That's interesting. Let me answer Sean here real quick. We can come back to the conversation, but we've got the NFL draft. First round is in 15 days. My son and I are counting down. My youngest is literally watching like mock drafts as they pop up and telling me all about who we're picking at 9. There is a lot of smoke around the Saints taking Shedeur at number 9. I'm kind of torn on this because if Shedeur is like Lamar Jackson part 2, then of course I'm excited about it. The Saints have not drafted a quarterback in the first round since Archie Manning 50 years ago. So, I mean, that's not something that we do. We have so many needs on the team that's not exactly front and center is, Shedeur Sanders. But I can't say I wouldn't be excited if it did happen, but we've got so many needs. We could take like 10 different guys and it would be like, okay, that's a great pick. That's a great pick because we have so many needs.
Now his draft stock must be falling because I remember
it is.
People talking about him being in the top 5 at first. No, it's
basically it's like if he falls past like the Browns, if he gets past the Browns Giants, then if the Saints don't take him at 9, then if you look between like 9 and 17, 18, 20, I think it's like the Steelers might be next up. Then it could be a free fall for him. I think that's part of the reason why his dad is talking about how he likes the black and gold colors and talking up the Saints because that's kind of like the backstop. Before
because now he's starting to lose money, and it doesn't mean he's pick the team anymore. Because at first he was trying to pick his team, and that's fallen through the cracks pretty hard.
And maybe he does go top 3. I mean, maybe he does. Who knows?
I feel sorry for a team that takes him to top 3.
I feel sorry for a team that takes him to top 5.
You just never know with any of these guys.
Well, I mean, what Panini locked up? What, him and Travis Hunter?
Yeah.
Oh, did
And they're
Panini get him
non-licensed.
too? Oh, I didn't realize that it was both of them.
So they'll have a dual auto. So I guess that'll be fun for somebody non-licensed college uniform.
Well, that was part of my video.
Bowman, you to the moon, baby.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out.
Licensed autograph.
Well, that's the thing I was trying to figure out. Are they just not going to join the NFL?
No, they'll be licensed.
But what I'm saying is, when Topps takes over,
they won't be in Topps. So
yeah, but they already have rookie autos in Panini.
But they won't have rookie autos.
What I'm saying is, can they still work with Panini?
That'll be their second year product. Topps doesn't get the NFL license till next year.
Right, next year. Yeah, so
okay,
I understand that. But then
basketball, sorry.
But then so Topps is not going to be able to have autos in that second year product for those guys.
Correct.
Okay.
So I don't think people are sweating over not having vet autos of Sugar and Travis.
Let's talk about some of the unlicensed bullshit, because
oh shit,
I didn't get a chance to talk about it with Brian Gray enough 2 weeks ago. But anyway, like all I see is like people pumping up like the Topps Chrome football or whatever came out, and all over Instagram, everybody's posting their awesome Jaden Daniels unlicensed Topps Chrome autos and things like that.
I couldn't get mine fast enough.
Regardless of what I think, or don't think about an unlicensed product, that's not what I'm talking about. But the lots of people are like pumping it up, and then if you go back and look at last year's Topps Chrome product, unlicensed autos, nobody wants it.
No, it's
nobody wants it. People would rather have Prism Color license without autos. I'm telling you the truth, because I'm buying a lot of raw.
No, I agree with it yourself, because I mean, I looked at getting the running back here, Bucky, and he just signed everything, but like looking at some of the golds and stuff, they're fraction of what a non-auto Prism party.
For instance, I was buying Bryce Young stuff. A blue Prism Bryce Young numbered out of like 199 raw carries more value in today's market than a Topps Chrome Bryce Young auto, unlicensed. But when this Topps Chrome stuff came out this year, everybody pumped it up as if it was so great, forgetting to look at the market value of the stuff that they pumped up last year.
They didn't forget; they just got break slots to sell.
Well, yeah, they got all kinds of stuff to sell. It's not. There you go, Neo. Now you on it.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean,
that's fire. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Neo dropping the hammer.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, we all know that's what it is.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Ziggy commented below. Yeah, Composite was pumped. It was terrible. You could say last year's Composite.
I don't know what Brendan Ryan was talking about. Brendan Ryan said something about a top Japanese product with Ralph Lauren cards in it.
Those ones that they did for the opening weekend.
Oh, okay. I don't want no Ralph Lauren card.
Michael Stone says everybody are just fanatic. Yeah, maybe I need to narrow that down. Everybody is that's a pretty broad spectrum.
Yeah, the unlicensed stuff was freaking garbage, but the breakers got to sell their slots, so of course they got to be like, "Oh,
when it's fresh." When it's out for the first 2 weeks.
I've got them all.
You didn't get to use them last time because Brian Gray was talking so long. You should just interrupt them every once in a while and click on it.
Yeah, Brian, just give me a second. Just take a breath so I can run my clips.
Well, Ziggy says breaks are filling, but here's the thing.
Oh my God! He's got 7 different.
Chipotle burritos are filling too, but they're bad for you. Anyway, breaks are filling because people because of degeneracy. Breaks are filling because of degeneracy.
Yep.
Let's get that straight. There's no other way around it. I've had a drink or two tonight, and fuck it. Degeneracy is what is selling your breaks.
I think that calls for a media asset.
School's closed. It's a holiday, you dumbasses. School's closed.
Oh, my bad.
There's nothing else for people to buy. They're buying what's there because they got to get their fix.
Well, the Queens do have at least some entertaining breakers, so Can't go wrong.
I'm just talking in general.
You owe us
Thank
$50
you,
for that
Ham.
promo read.
Ham the shill. Ham the damn shill.
I expect $50 for that promo
Christ.
read.
Yeah, better pay
It's
it.
not
Pay us
coming my
through.
way.
That payment.
I'm not
that's
angry.
coming through.
Can you put Ham in the
Better
backstage since he illegally
Please.
promoted a product?
Please, Ziggy,
It
please
wasn't
don't tell me. Please don't tell me how I feel. I'm not angry about breakers. I don't give two shits about breakers.
Uh-oh.
I'm just telling you that they're filling because of people's gambling addictions and degeneracy. Just like people who come out
money in the casino, not at the breaking table.
I talked about this with Brian Gray last week and said, or 2 weeks ago, and he came straight out and said, well, let me relate it to a slot machine. And then he fucking backpedaled and said, wait a minute, that's not what I mean to do. That's not what I meant to say. Bullshit. That's what you were thinking. That's what you were thinking, and it came out.
It's like, I know it's a shitty business, but
right. And I asked him his percentage of people that I think do it for entertainment as opposed to the people that I think do it for the chase. Okay, for the big hit. Just like in gambling at a casino. How many people sit down and
try again? Yep.
Right. What is the percentage of people who sit down at a blackjack table to win as opposed to the people who are just there for entertainment? There are people there for both. Don't get me wrong. I see it every single day. But the percentage of people who are there trying to win far outweighs the people who are there for entertainment. Just like people sitting down at slot machines, pulling that handle. They're pulling that handle not because it's fun. They're getting friggin' tennis elbow, tendonitis in their arm because they're trying to win.
They don't have the gun for massage. Just hit the button.
Ziggy has a really bad spicy take at 9:38.
Hold on. Before I get to his 19 comments from different accounts, it's a blur. I gotta say hello to Bobby Burrell. Bobby Burrell, what's going on, buddy? Hope
Bobby's in the chat suite.
Bobby Burrell, author, hobby legend.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, Ziggy, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
I'm just
do you do cocaine? Do you do coke? Do you smoke crack? No, but you know it's fucking bad for you. So get out of here with this. If you don't do it, you don't know anything about it.
Point for Neo. Rich.
You're like an hour behind on chat. Go to Ziggy at 9:38.
Why are you squinting?
Because he can't see.
I'm sick, man.
He said not anymore. That's a good answer, though. Made me laugh.
What is this? It?
A good sport.
No, I said 9:38 or one more up.
Oh shit!
Yeah, this is it. The dude commented.
No, he had another one.
The dude commented like 7 times at 9:38.
Yeah, that's right there. I would strongly disagree that most hobbyists are buying into a majority of breaks.
Yeah.
That's the most idiot. That's a bad take, Ziggy.
That one's a bad take. I kind of agree.
That's a terrible take.
That one's a bad take. That one's a bad take.
I'm just saying that one's exceptionally bad.
Woo.
Yeah, because out of everybody here, I'm the only one that pretty much ever gets into a break.
I never said, and look, I never even said breaking was bad. I just said that the only reason product. I just said the only reason that shit product is selling is because people need their fix. I didn't say breaking was bad.
To buy it and forced to sell it. There's also that. People have to sell it to stay.
Breaking's part of the ecosystem, just like all kinds of other things in the hobby.
Yeah,
it's necessary.
If it was,
I wouldn't even say it's a necessary evil. It's just necessary.
The person could tell Topps, "No, I don't want this product, or I don't want this much of this product." That would let you know how good a product really is. But instead, they force it down their throats and they force it into the consumer. That's what's happening.
I mean, let's be honest. Like 70% of the things in the hobby are bad.
They are.
69% of them are breaking and repacks and passes. All right,
repacks bad, breaking bad, ripping wax bad.
Really quickly at 9:41, Ziggy says, "I'm saying most people in the hobby don't see breaking as bad. They see it as an affordable way to participate."
That's your eco. That's your eco.
That's very.
This is living in your bubble, your ecosystem.
But I'm saying that's a true statement that he's saying, but also take into account the people's need to participate, not way to participate. They see it as an affordable way because they want to participate or because they feel like they need to participate. Like there's two different approaches there.
Let's change the subject. David asks, and Neo, you can answer this probably the best. Were today's Bowman prices a surprise to anyone? I know. What did they go for? What's the story?
$500 for a jumbo and $279 for a hobby box.
How many did you get?
2 jumbos.
Yeah, if you're gonna get it, buy jumbo.
Oh, I didn't.
But again, look, I mean, you're
and it actually went. Someone else asked how it went today. It went very smooth. Actually, there was no issues at all.
Was it what was it, like a Bowman baseball product?
Yeah, the first Bowman baseball for 2025.
Okay. Is that a hot product? Is there a lot of stuff in there that people are after?
Any of the
There's 3 pretty big chases this year. Weatherholt, with Jesus Madej, and Condon, and then a couple other guys that are pretty high on people's lists.
Yeah, but Bowman draft used to be the one I'd get really hard into. Like that, I would go.
That's not till the end of the year, though.
Yeah, I know that. I used back in the day. I would put $2 or $3 grand into that product. What else we got?
Well, Michael Stone. I know Bowman's always a hot baseball product because people like to chase the rookies in it. It just sometimes, like Bowman, like depending on the year, like Bowman this year could be more popular or less popular than Bowman from last year. It depends on the class. I usually refer to draft class because I do a lot more football, even more basketball than I would baseball.
But sometimes people will say, like, on release, a checklist sucks, and then all of a sudden a couple prospects break out like 3 years later. And then all of a sudden the boxes go to the moon.
Well, it's almost not even 3 years anymore. I mean, you got guys that can be in the product.
It just depends. Yeah,
and then be out in a year, and you're just like, holy crap! And now everybody's chasing, and the product will take a 20% jump because of one guy.
Buster, it'll be in June. It'll be sometime in June, so you got a little bit of time. Because Buster's already qualified for the National Trivia Night.
Oh, cool. Is this an actual thing? Do you have?
No, yeah, he does. That's why when I was asking you about the high tech,
what does it cost? I'd be curious to hear what the what's the jump on that?
Yeah, Ziggy, is that a character buy or is that a
right? Break it down.
Random.
How much are you charging him for this ad read?
Yeah, I know. I should be getting a free spot. I'm a negotiator, man.
It's free advertising.
All right. I put the brakes on participating in breaks, pun intended or unintended, after I almost broke the bank in a WWE NT break, paid over $100 and got a Cena unnumbered patch card. I was lucky to hit a missile.
Yeah, it happens every once in a while.
So this sounds like good news. Or is this bad news? Paid over $100 and got a Cena unnumbered. Is that like?
I'm guessing a Cena unnumbered patch card isn't covering $100.
No.
Okay. I don't know anything about the WWE stuff.
Not for NT. And NT is set up to where you can actually strategically know, because each case, no, that's flawless. Flawless each case. If you got a Cena auto, there'd always be a Cody Rhodes. If you got a Cody Rhodes, there'd always be a Cena in one of the other 2 cases. So if you're doing it per case and you're paying enough attention, you could technically possibly buy a spot that's a guarantee.
Interesting.
Ham, stop cheating.
No. They cheated with allocation. That's their problem. I noticed.
How many people will switch, kind of change topic a little bit here. How many people bought the dip this week for other stuff and did not buy cardboard? Who took advantage of the big slice out of the market this week?
I've been taking, every time it slices, I grab something.
Good for you.
I go and put some stuff in. I'm not taking nothing out.
I'm talking about outside of like retirement accounts or whatever, where it's already like you're already buying it anyway. But
I picked up this sweet super treasure hunt while I was in.
Ham bought the dip on Hot Wheels.
Listen, this is a $100 car. This super treasure hunt.
Are you serious?
100%. It's a short card. You can't get these in this country.
What does that mean?
Okay, so if you flip it upside down and you look, see that gold label? That's yes. one in every 11 Hot Wheels cases has ones that have
Look, this you cannot tell me the desperation levels have gotten so
this is one
you're trying to flip Matchbox cars.
Not the regular one.
Yeah, this is where
this one's only worth like $20.
Hey, the card market's going so well that Ham is flipping Hot Wheels.
Oh, if you don't know anything about Hot Wheels, that's been going on for.
No, I know.
Will you be battling people in the stores trying to fight them over there? That's my case of Hot Wheels.
You have to be there when they come out. If there's an closed box, everybody just opens it right away. They flip it over, open the box, they look and see if they're in, then they move along with their life.
All right, Master Shake was on the Schwab.
What's funny is they don't grade them yet. So once they start grading Hot Wheels, then you're going to talk about some people going nuts.
No, I know what you mean. I know Hot Wheels is a thing. They have them here at my local show. It's like some dealers have some serious Hot Wheels stuff. Yeah.
Especially on their website, they do exclusives and you have to be a member. that shit sells out fast. But if you buy it, it always sells for triple to 10 times more.
Hot Wheels are fun. All right, topics, guys. Anything that we want to cover? How's Luca doing, Neo?
He's got 45.
They're still up like 5 or 6.
What? But how's he doing?
He's got 45. Is he playing better?
I don't know. I don't have like the box score.
But here's the thing.
Who won the trade, Neo? Who won the damn trade?
Look, I told you that Luca would still be a really good player and get his numbers.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
It's too long. You got to trim it. You got to trim it to the I want answers, and then also have the other one to add in there if you need to.
I got to cut it down a little bit.
Yeah, V-Friends.
But I told everybody Luca was still going to get his numbers and be a good player. Didn't Ham? And Ham likes to argue with me, but Ham's he ain't got my back here.
I thought you said he was fat and his.
No, I got all the Luca Silvers and stuff.
His points scored has nothing to do with his weight. He's still overweight.
I've seen a bunch of fat boys that can ball.
I said he would still get his numbers. He's still getting his numbers, regardless if he's overweight or not. I just said I didn't think that
babies are not a thing anymore. The other two are.
I just said I think that it wasn't the piece that was going to put the Lakers over the top, and they're scratching with the Mavericks right now. Luca's former team, who probably is Antonio Davis still out? Anthony Davis still out? He's probably still out. They probably don't even have the piece that they got. He'll probably be out for good.
AD played tonight.
Oh, did he play tonight?
Yeah.
So I mean,
he logged 8 minutes and pulled a hammy.
Did he?
I don't know.
Now, have we got any more announcements for Fanatics Fest? Like anything new?
Luka's got 38 to answer that question.
What's LeBron got? Because when I checked at halftime, he only had 8 points.
I don't know.
I would say 12.
He's got to have more than 12 by now.
Off-centered.
LeBron's got 25.
Okay.
Off-centered calendar. That sounds like it could be a seller. That could be.
But you see how it's the tale of two players. Like I said, it would be. Would they be able to coexist? Like Luka got his in the first half. I get that, but and LeBron did not. And now we're into the second half. Luka's not getting his. His points haven't gone up much since the first half, and LeBron's have tripled since the first half.
If they're both scoring 30 a game, who cares?
Well, they're only up by 5.
I know, but at the end of the day, if you're looking at that line,
anybody will probably win.
Is there a big fight for seeding now, or is it pretty much locked in? Like the Lakers are like
the Western Conference is a mess.
Oh, it's wide open still.
Carlo, that's a no. It's too late. It's Luka's 7 years into his career. He doesn't have a championship yet.
Yeah, but LeBron did. Well, that's important.
Do you know LeBron won his first championship?
Yeah, he was older. He went to a finals when he was a kid, but he didn't win one until
he didn't win one until 2000 and
so just say it then. Just say it. Luka's going to win 6 championships. They're telling you Luka's going to win 6 championships, guys.
All he was win 1. All he has to do is win 1. That's it.
I'm saying you can't say that he has
a better career than LeBron
yet.
Well, no, he's asking if he's going to have a better career than LeBron.
Probably.
Better career. No, you can't, because LeBron's playing until he's 90.
What I'm saying is based on what
you said. He hasn't won a championship yet. He's already behind LeBron, and he's only 6 years in.
So I have a question. Mahomes has only been in football 1 year longer than.
I like how you completely changed.
Hold on. Mahomes has only been in football 1 year longer than Luke has been in basketball. If he hasn't won any titles up until this point, would you say does Mahomes have a better chance of having a better career than Brady?
You're comparing apples and now you're comparing.
You wouldn't say that, but you would. But right now you might say it because you're like, yeah, well, he's only been in the league for going on
does Mahomes have that
years,
chance?
And he already has this title, so he has a chance.
He does have the chance. Mahomes does have the chance.
Yeah, he does.
I agree.
Mahomes has a chance.
Young quarterback though can get on a great team and make a run. Whereas like with NBA players, typically it takes years to.
Giannis was the youngest star to win an NBA championship at his age, and that took how many years?
But dynasties don't exist anymore.
Dynasty.
With free agency and money and things like that, dynasties don't exist anymore.
They're just shorter.
A dynasty's got to be at least a 3-year run, or it's just a repeat.
Are we talking NBA?
You get a 3-year run in. That's about it.
Yeah, because
Luka better start.
From last year, they're the second best team or the third best team.
Luka better start.
The Celtics might go back to back.
Yeah, LeBron was 27 when he won his first title and was in the league for 9 years already.
I'm waiting to see all the Luka fanboys in the chat. Show yourselves, Luka fanboys. Let's see it.
Luka's the GOAT.
Stuke says Luka's 25. What does that mean?
He didn't come in the league out of high school.
I know. I don't know if he's saying 25 is old or young, or to me, it's kind of like mid. I mean,
for basketball, to me, that's when you start to peak. That's when you start to become who you're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody said that about Tatum, but just Tatum's not the guy that everybody thought he was going to be. So he's not even the best player on that team.
All right, so let's throw this question on the table. Will Mahomes, who has a better chance
here we go.
of eclipsing? Does Mahomes have a better chance of eclipsing Brady, or does Luka have a better chance of eclipsing LeBron/Michael?
Well, no, not.
I go Mahomes. He's already got a championship.
Mahomes already has like 16 titles.
Well, it doesn't matter because LeBron didn't win one until he's in the league for 9 years.
And then went to loaded teams.
You just shot your whole apples oranges comment out of the water.
Apples to pears.
I want Steve to have one more margarita. I think that's what's missing.
No, margaritas were long ago, man. I'm completely aware of everything that I'm saying right now. And I'm red because I went to an auction. I was at an auction for like 7 hours, like outside, and it was windy out.
So anything good?
Yeah, I got a lot of good stuff.
Sweet. No sports cards?
No, it's more like a estate type auction where you
bought a bunch of livestock.
So the fire pit that I built last summer that people have seen in my videos and stuff, I'm now turning it into a shipwreck / deserted island type theme. Uh-huh. So say for instance, you would be deserted on an island for 50 years and you can only decorate with whatever washed ashore. So I've been buying lots of like nautical stuff and all kinds of different things to decorate that whole fire pit area outside. Mm-hmm. It's going to look awesome. So I went to an auction to see if I could find any cool stuff, and I did. I also found some cool stuff for the house and things like that. But like I bought like an outboard motor, an old rudder, some oars, some buoys. I bought a big old rescue raft off of a Coast Guard ship. It's all tattered up. It's sweet. It's going to look like a shipwrecked island. It's going to be so awesome. And I'm just going to go out there and forget about all of you guys and chill with the dingus.
When you diss Luka, you diss yourself. Brendan Ryan said Brendan Ryan.
And look, I just got to keep up with the Luka dissing now because apparently Luka's, I think he's garbage and he's the worst player ever. It's what it's turned into. So
you need to go buy yourself a nice Luka card now.
Yeah, buy yourself like a Luka NTRPA at the National.
Okay, Luka was 27, or Jordan was 27 when he won his first title. I don't understand everybody's reasoning here.
That's the benchmark.
Doesn't matter.
Till you're 27, you shouldn't have won a title anyway.
Because you were the one that said that it mattered.
No, I said Luka hasn't done anything to this point. You guys brought up age. But then
you said that comparing him to LeBron. But he's already so far behind because he doesn't have a title yet.
Okay, Neo, I'm going to ask you and just you. Nobody in chat say shit. So look, I'm just kidding. So Neo, what percentage will you put on Luka winning more titles than Jordan or LeBron right now? If somebody came up to you and said, you have to bet on this, you have to give me a percent, you have to handicap this. You have to handicap this for Vegas. What are you putting on Luka winning 6+ titles in his career?
I would take the under, not the over.
Right. So you don't really have a lot of confidence in it.
There's not a lot of confidence. There's a lot of shit could go wrong, and that's already 6.5.
But that leads. But all the stuff, the possibility that things can go wrong, leads to your lack of confidence.
Well, I think the way the leagues are ran
it's
now.
Two different things, though. Luka being really good is one thing.
I never said Luka wasn't good. Please, guys, please stop trying to say that. Luka is great. He's a good player. I've said that he's a great player. He won't win 6 titles, though. I'll say
when
it.
did we ever say that he was going to win 6 titles?
We brought that up. There was a question in chat that said, will he surpass LeBron?
No, I meant like in general. Like all the times on live we've been talking about Luka. When did any of us were ever like, oh, Luka's going to win 18 titles? You
never said that. I didn't say that you did. I'm saying tonight when the person asked the question, I asked what were they asked the question. It wasn't even my question. I didn't even bring it up. They just said, will he surpass LeBron? And my instant thought was, no, he won't. But then you guys were kind of defending Luka, saying, well, he's only this age, so he can do it.
No, because you were trying to compare him to LeBron in regards to age. And the point is that LeBron had never even won a title. Like it took him 3 more years than what Luka's even been in the league. You're like, oh, he hasn't won one yet. So clearly he's way behind LeBron.
Right. I don't even care. I don't even care about LeBron because I'm a Jordan person. And Jordan was even older.
Same with Jordan. It took Jordan 8 years to win his first title.
Right. But when he started to win, he won a bunch in a row. And I feel like, first of all, longevity in players and injuries and stuff like that. Players take rest. What's it called? Load management now. So, and free agency and all that and stuff is different. Like I said, my point to trying to build a dynasty is a lot different. Jordan was part of probably, I would say, 2 dynasties. Would you separate the 2 Jordan runs as 2 dynasties? Can Luka run 2 dynasties? I'm not saying it's impossible. It could happen because nobody thought Jordan
out of the current modern players in the NBA, he is probably the most likely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Even more
I don't know if he does or not, but he is the most likely to do it.
Yeah.
Or Jokic.
I mean, even Jokic, though, like he's kind of on the. I mean, he's
kind of like I don't care off the court, but when he's on the court, he just dominates the league.
Well, and people keep saying he may go to the Lakers at some point.
Yeah, so Eric Smith actually has a good point because if Luka wins one now, so does LeBron.
Yeah.
So he doesn't gain any ground.
Like Joker's already 30, so that's a way harder lift, and he's a big guy. He is not age.
John Fry, we control the topics around here.
Yeah, why aren't we talking more about Robert Horry and his?
He's so underrated. I mean, you're talking about a guy that did it for everybody.
Have you guys ever seen John Fry in the chat? John Fry, are you new to chat?
I've seen John Fry before.
I've never seen him before. I'm just saying, tell me you're a Luka fan without saying that you're a Luka fan. I knew the Luka fanboys would come out and.
Do y'all have any opinions on the Ovechkin taking?
Now tell me how much you don't like him.
I don't care.
I mean, it's cool. I'm not a hockey guy, but like I game respect the game. Like
Horry's Robert Horry.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's cool. And then I guess the next closest person would be Austin Matthews. He actually has the same amount of goals for the same amount of time Ovechkin was into the league at that same time. So technically, if Austin Matthews has a long enough career,
is it different in hockey? Is it different in hockey where you look at like between the eras? Like, was it easier for Wayne Gretzky to score goals compared to like today's players, or was it harder for Gretzky to score goals?
Well, there's 2 different things. Goaltenders wore less gear; it wasn't as big, so obviously less blocking ability. But you were also allowed to beat the shit out of the other guy on the other team and go after him and take his head off, and you can't really do that much anymore.
It's just like football when you're comparing quarterback stats. I mean, people talk about it's different eras. It's different eras. There were different rules.
Yeah, and you talk about Bobby Orr or other people like that. It's like
one thing I did want to think about.
Hockey, you could be great at any year you ever played. You would just adapt to that situation. But those great ones are great. Would be a great.
John Fry, we don't want you to keep quiet, man. We want your comments, even if we. Don't even if you don't agree with us, man, it's cool. But
5 minutes ago you told chat to shut up.
Yeah, that's because I was talking. Anyway,
he's going full John Cena.
But the same thing, like we were just talking about the Ovi and Gretzky and stuff.
You need some wrestling heel turn video clips
across all sports. Basically, it's what regardless of how old they are now. And how old they typically get. It's what they do in that bulk prime period of their career. Because players will start to fall off and be less effective, be less championship caliber as they get older. Same goes with how quick they mature. And a lot of it falls in the teams that they actually fall on. Like maybe they win a title when they're not even the number one on their team. Actually, if Luka was to win the title right now, would you consider him the number one on his team? I don't know. I don't watch enough. Would it be LeBron's title? Would it be another title for LeBron or Luka's first championship? Or would it always have an asterisk by it and say, well, Luka won his first championship, but it was with LeBron, right? I really don't know. I really don't care. But
look, this statement right here, Luka throws up stats, just no rings. 25-year-old Michael Jordan was just throwing up stats with no rings. So I'm not saying
something about LeBron.
I'm not saying that Luka is Michael Jordan, but it's the same
Jordan had a great coach around him when they were winning those things. They had a great team that was built off pieces. The Lakers aren't built like that.
But that goes to my point, and we're back on this topic. But that goes to my point because teams don't build the same way nowadays that do. They try to put together a super team, win quick, get it over with because of free agency and because of contracts, because of what teams can afford.
Nobody plays team basketball anymore either,
right? I mean, that's ultimately what ended the Bulls, right? Pippen wanted a bigger contract. He wanted to go elsewhere. He wanted to be the star.
LeBron retires, Jokic goes to the Lakers, and it's the Jokic-Luka championship train.
But it more so matters what you do in that bulk of your prime, not what you do in the beginning or even at the end. And that kind of relates over because this reminded me because of the hockey thing where Ovechkin, that's because Ovechkin has been able to maintain a high level of play later into his career, where in most athletes, they tend to fall off towards the end of their career. And ultimately, if you can hold that longevity and be still one of the best when you're one of the oldest in the league, which is an anomaly. It doesn't happen a whole lot. Brady, it happened somewhat with Brady too. He won a Super Bowl not long before he retired, right? But that's what makes Brady the GOAT, right? He was still playing excellent sports up until his retirement. So some of those years that you say they have this many years left, yeah, but really, do they? Really, do they? How many actually?
Let's see who's got balls.
I really could have done without seeing him. But
I was trying to pull that in with like in your conversation to try to add some flair to it.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, really though, how many years do they actually have left? If somebody's 25 and they're going to play till they're 40, how many years of those 15 are actual effective, prime, solid years, as opposed to, okay, well, I'm hanging on for 5 more years because I can go somewhere and sell tickets and sell jerseys.
I think it matters the sport.
Yeah. Well, the sport and the player, because there are players that can do it.
I mean, hockey players seem to play for 20 years. They just do. I don't know why.
And position, because quarterbacks can do it too.
Yeah, correct. I agree with that.
But I don't see a lot of basketball players doing it.
I think we do now. I mean, I'm watching baseball, and they're like, I'm looking at my guy who's on the DL, and he's getting plasma-rich injections. How is that not performance enhancing? Am I missing something here?
It's not on the list, man.
What list? It's a fake list.
It's not on the list, dog.
The guys that can't get in the Hall of Fame, it wasn't on the list. They made it on the list later. And they're like, oh, look what you did after you changed the rules.
Oh, they've changed all the rules in baseball anyway.
They
got a pitch count. They got pitching, the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, like, the bat, the torpedo bat now, so you can now not miss the ball.
Are they even playing baseball now, man? I'm going to start watching cricket.
That can last for days.
Luke on the second floor. You guys know that song?
Mm-mm.
My name is Luca. I live on the second floor.
I don't know the reference.
What's it called? Is it Don't Let Me Get Too Deep? Yeah, you know that song.
No, I don't.
Too deep.
I know you keep saying
What I am is what I am. Yeah, the What I Am is What I Am song. And I'm not talking about Popeye. The What I Am is What I Am song. It's from like the 80s or 90s.
Okay, and now you're singing it, you're getting the tone. I'm hearing it in my head now.
You know what I'm talking about? She starts the song and she's like, my name is Luca. I live on the second floor. You don't know that? Anyway, Philly Joe, put that in the comments. Eddie Brickell and her band was New Something. I don't want to say New Bohemians. That didn't sound right. Yeah, Eddie Brickell and New Bohemians. Does that sound right?
I don't know. Sam Flower, the answer is no.
First, I was thinking Natalie Merchant, but she's 10,000 Maniacs. Eddie Brickell was New Bohemians, I think. I don't know. Somebody help me out.
She almost sounds like Natalie Imbruglia, what she's saying.
We're going to need that sound bite because that was actually on the Beavis and Buttheads episode once, Dustin. I'm surprised you don't know it. Edie.
There's a lot of episodes. There's a lot of episodes, man. Dude, we watch 2 episodes of The Simpsons every day. We're on season 10, and they just extended to season 40. So I'm like reliving The Simpsons all over.
Have you done the math? When will you finish?
Sometime in the next 20 years.
Suzanne Vega Grimm, I think, sings the. Is it called Tom's Diner or something? Is that the? You guys know that? Yeah. See, Lebowski knows. He said this chick is deep, butthead, because she keeps singing and she's walking and she's like, "Don't let me get too deep. Don't let me get." And the butthead goes, "This chick is deep."
Don't get us copyright strike, Ham.
No, I stopped it. I did less than 3 seconds.
See, at least somebody's on the same page with me right now.
No words too. I did test that theory with one of my videos where I played longer clips of music, but it was from a live performance, so it didn't, I guess, catch it because it didn't sound the same. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this for 10 seconds. If it gets demonetized, I'll just upload a second video. Nope, it's still running.
Can we ask Neo where in Northeast Ohio they're paying 85% cash for sealed? I assume he's talking about Pokemon stuff.
Any show.
You can ask. Doesn't mean I'm going to answer.
Oh, Pavlik.
Whoa.
Just got rejected.
Spicy blow or block here on the
rejected at the rim.
Not going to give up my little secrets.
Rejected at the rim.
What?
I sold this back I sold 12 booster boxes for 83% cash.
What did y'all watch the national championship game?
Yes.
Was that a very weird finish when he didn't shoot the ball, or at least attempt to?
Who would?
Well, I think he was trying to. It just didn't work.
I know you. I play basketball. I was trying to shoot it over you in a different way. Like, I'm not dropping the ball back when I have the last shot of the possible game.
Yeah, you may as well just throw it up.
Yeah, just throw it up, or at least throw it at somebody. Like, I don't care. Like, I mean, we'll look at the coach's face. You're just like, yeah, I get it, buddy. I don't know what he was thinking either.
Yeah, fair, Michael. Fair.
I'm a Gators fan, so go Gators. But still, that was kind of ridiculous to see that. And like, really, that was what you had? Yeesh.
Are you guys going to Fanatics Fest? I booked my room and bought my ticket this week.
I want to. If I do, I'll be there, for one day probably. And I don't know if I know Steve was talking about possibly going.
My buddy flew in and out in the same day last year, and it worked out pretty well for him. He had a shorter flight. He was coming from here, which is probably a lot. It's like a 40-minute flight compared to probably what you have. But
yeah, from Tampa,
that would probably be short flights if you did it for the day.
3 hours.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe just bringing doing it with the fam, just doing like a quick overnight. We've got a Europe trip coming up after that, so it's kind of like, I don't know if we want to do it kind of leading up to that, but we'll see. It's possible. It's not impossible.
Neo, do you have any comic book news? Because at 10:08, comic book fanboy, he needs something.
Everybody's buying X-Men 1.
It's all caps and everything, man. Please.
Where is
that? He said a new topic. He didn't say he wanted a comic book topic.
But his name is Comic Book Fanboy.
Oh.
I don't know. Comic book's been kind of quiet lately. There hasn't been really a lot of drama going on over there.
Everybody's just buying X-Men 1.
Damn sure.
On my feed. Yeah, on my feed, everybody's buying it all of a sudden. Everybody's just now buying it again.
The giant size, right? You bought the giant size.
I got another one. Yeah, I got another giant size.
Yeah, you have two now?
Yeah, so I'm saying people are, and on my feed, everybody's buying that comic. Anywhere from like a 4 up.
4 up on an X-Men 1 is big boy. That's big boy territory.
Yeah, 4 up on an X-Men 1 is a good grade.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm on my feed. I'm seeing all these people just pick this up like it's candy. I'm like, okay.
Oh, he just didn't want to hear you sing anymore. That was all he wanted.
Oh well.
Is there any new Marvel product coming out?
Topps
hasn't announced anything.
Boy, sounds like a blast over there. Marvel
cards.
I thought Upper Deck did the e-pack thing for Ovechkin.
Topps is too busy releasing 27 Star Wars sets this year.
Yeah, give them time. They'll ramp up the printer on Marvel, I'm sure.
It's like, why do we need another?
What their high-end Marvel product's going to be?
You're curious what?
What are they going to do for like a high-end Marvel that would be comparable to a Flawless or an Impeccable or anything like that?
Who knows?
Well, who got?
You're gonna have patch cards and Marvel stuff.
Diamond icons. I mean, they're usually a Marvel in baseball.
Yeah. Welcome to like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Well, I don't pay attention to that. Oh, okay. So Fanatics has a license now. Well, that it wouldn't be anything along the lines of a flawless.
Yeah, but you got to
anyway.
remember,
That's a
Panini
Canadian
is coming out, has a license for DC. So
Upper Deck has DC.
Upper Deck has a license for DC now, and they're going to be coming out with Batman, Superman.
Yeah, but I don't think DC sells like Marvel.
It will, because
the first
Upper Deck
DC
you got a Batman
PMGs
PMG. Watch what that sells for.
The first
Blue
Batman,
Batman,
Superman, and Joker PMGs are going to sell for a ton.
So randomly, this is going back a couple of weeks ago. Like out of nowhere, I have a save search for 2013 PMGs, and like out of nowhere, like an Iron Man red popped up, and a blue, and a Captain Red and a Captain Blue popped up, and I was like, all right, well, I'm game. They weren't graded, and they actually looked really good, and they sold for way less than the last sale, like way less. I lost the bid. I lost, but I was basically like, I'll throw a bid out here to see if I can get it like super cheap. Like the red Iron Man, I should look it up, but the red Iron Man, I'll look it up just so that I can speak to it. But I think it sold for like $1,200, and I bid $1,000 for it. Mm-hmm. It was like really, really low. Hold on, let me see if I can get back to it here.
Well, what's funny is Batman had a product that looked like a PMG back in the 90s, that were looked like Fleer metal, like the Jordan year where he's jumping through the air. All the cards are built like that. It's actually a really nice set, and nobody pays attention to it at all.
So the blue Captain America, the blue out of 50, sold for $1,600. The blue Iron Man out of 50 sold for $2,700. The red cap sold for $775. Oh, okay. The red Iron Man went for $2,100. But like the last sale for the red Iron Man was like a lot more than that.
Yeah,
more. Yeah, but in him, you were talking about like a past product looking like a PMG, but the market's all about brand name.
I know.
It's like something can look like a PMG and something can be a PMG, and that's going to be.
Yeah. I just meant more of the quality of the card's really nice. The imaging was really good with the art and stuff like that.
I think when you talk DC and Marvel, though, you have a larger catalog / grouping of characters or comic book titles, whatever you want to say, that people actually chase or collect. And I think DC is limited. Now, with that being said, I think DC has like probably the top 3 or 2 of the top 3 most collectible or household name characters out there, being in Batman and Superman, right? Yeah. They're licensed by DC, and they're probably the 2 biggest names out of any comic book entity, unless you want to argue Spider-Man. And Spider-Man would fall into that top 3, and you could argue 3. But I think once you go from the really top-notch DC titles / characters, it really falls off to where people don't really care. Where Marvel, there's a broader spectrum of characters.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's also beneficial because of the movies. Because if you're going to go DC, the next ones you're going to bring up are going to be Wonder Woman and Flash, and then Aquaman, and whatever's been in a movie lately. Really is what's been driving all of that anyway. But from a general standpoint, like you said, Batman, Superman number 1, Batman number 2, Spider-Man number 3 is kind of where I would go with overall.
And then probably, and then maybe if you went, you could probably go 3 through 20, and they're probably all Marvel.
Yeah, Joker's extremely popular. Obviously, Harley Quinn's very popular.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you start talking,
and you got Catwoman, that's what I'm saying. But the product still can't hold itself up with other characters in it, as long as the artwork is proper. If you give me crap artwork and you're just buying because of the name on it, at that point, it becomes less sexy at the end of the day. So that's very important. That's why I kind of get mad at photography and sports cards, and I'm just like, why the hell would you choose this photo? Like, you literally did nothing here.
I just don't want to see a Marvel product with Spider-Man autos that are just like Spider-Man. Like, let's get some actor.
You like the Disney stuff?
The Disney shit. It's I got a Donald Duck auto. I pulled a Donald Duck auto. It's like, are you serious? Like, is this? I mean, but no, it's serious.
What did I say earlier? Breaker's got to sell them slots,
right? Like, if you pull, what are some of the old top sets that used to have facsimile autos on them? It's the same thing. It's just a facsimile auto.
I know, but that's not.
I know. I don't get it.
That's not a pull. That's not a pull.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. I don't think it's a pull either.
Upper Deck used to do it with, what was it, the silver scripts or whatever. I have a Manny Ramirez one. They're actually pretty expensive because they're numbered to like 25.
Well, but that's because it's numbered to 25. I mean, that would make it like a parallel, right?
I wouldn't be a good breaker. I'd be like, God, this sucks. You guys all lost. Everybody lost on here. This sucks.
That'll be how you break the repack product.
Oh man.
Bye, Ham.
Ham just bounced. He's like, I'm tired of this breaking slander. Ham, if you bounced off because you're throwing a temper tantrum, don't think that you're coming back on the stream. Don't think that you can sit backstage.
Put Brian Gray back on the screen to trigger Steve.
What? I'm taking my headset off right now.
Who has balls?
Now Ham's gone. Steve's just leaving.
Let's see who's got balls. Come join.
I heard it.
Trigger warning.
Oh, there he is. We'll let you back on this time, Ham.
So Ham left, and Steve just literally
stupid
walked
internet.
away.
They came out here. They actually dug a whole new wire from my front yard down to the neighbor's house. Said it was the cable. It should still.
You're underwater. You're still underwater, but
This is freaking horse shit.
Florida's
I
underwater.
told them to replace the stupid box outside, and they won't do it.
That's why Fanatics had to cancel that conference, because you guys don't have internet down there.
Freaking crap. No, so now I'm hot spotted on my phone.
Hotspot.
Yeah, you could tell too.
Oh, Ham. I didn't have that many.
Ham's on dial-up.
Ham looks like 5 margaritas.
Jim in Florida asked me if I had any Val Kilmer autos, so I got up and grabbed that.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do have one, don't you?
Yeah.
How much did those jump up in FOMO pricing?
So it's funny because my brother, who's a huge Val Kilmer fan and just started getting back into cards, he looked up the Allen and Ginter to buy one after he passed away, and they were like around $700 to $750. When I bought this,
doesn't he have fans of the game auto too?
Yes, he has. I'm sure he has stuff in Pop Century. He has.
The amount of money I would pay for a Doc Holliday or an Iceman auto would be insane.
Right, fans of the game.
We don't have that stuff.
Fans of the game, and there's another set that he's in, but he's in like the Don Russ Americana stuff. But
Ham's on unlicensed.
I'm back to normal now. I'm back on normal internet.
It doesn't look like it. Yeah, you look like you're on unlicensed internet.
The Allen and Ginter is only on card though. All the other ones are stickers.
I bought the actually just won the auction right before we hopped on here. I won the Ed Norton on card from Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the Val Kilmer fans of the game auto.
Is he a fan of the Dodgers on that?
I think so.
I think so. It's blue, so yeah, I think so.
Well, they're all blue.
That's true, Michael Stone. That is very true.
I don't know where
I have right here in my movie room. I have this on display. My Friend, Doc Holliday by Wyatt Earp, the pamphlet book from the movie.
That's one of my all-time favorite characters.
I wish that was autographed.
I got to see a J.K. Rowling's autograph while I was in Edinburgh. They had it on the wall in the Harry Potter shop. They wrote a letter to her, and she wrote one back, and she had signed it. I was like, "This is the coolest thing in here," and y'all have it on the wall, and it's just hanging here, like as you walk by. I'm like, "How is this? Nobody has stolen this yet? Are you crazy?"
Ham gets
I would
arrested.
really like to get a Clint Eastwood auto.
Yeah,
you tried to steal it off the wall, and they're like, "Whoa, buddy!"
Well, I had to tap it to make sure it was securely placed, and it was very loose.
Yeah, I noticed that Tombstone's popping up on the feed for like movies to watch. Like everybody's watching Tombstone.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Tombstone by now, I don't know what is up unless you're like, this generation and it was an old movie to you. Because like, man, I have the life size. It's not in this room. It was in my old home. It's still packaged in the attic now. I haven't unpacked it, but the life size movie theater poster from the theater when it was playing here in my local town, like one of the big giant ones that they put out front to advertise the film, I got from the theater. It's a photo shot of them walking up the street, and when they're going to the OK Corral to do the fight. But it's different than the VHS tape box, because in the VHS tape box, it shows Virgil holding the staff, and I think Doc has a shotgun. And on the movie advertisement poster, it's the other way around. I think Verge is holding the shotgun, and he's in the front, and Doc is in the back holding the staff, like the walking stick thing.
Why can't Leaf make a decent looking card? Why do all these things have to have like purple glitter all over them?
Yeah, I agree. That or you got to go to what it is the cards you want to have. They don't do for like Pearl, like the higher end product. They keep it in that stupid busy cracked ice crap or that funky background, and it just drives me nuts.
Yeah,
like
they're not
not
card
trying.
with an Eastwood auto on it. Why has it got to be difficult?
Feel like other people do. Heat the auto, pull it off, and go put it on a card you like.
You want the Clint Eastwood on like a Pop Century?
Yeah, well, that and
you don't really have a lot of options.
He didn't hit all those either.
Is he in anything besides Pop Century?
He might be in the wild card product that they put out the National last year.
Yeah, he has a couple through Leaf.
The
last few that I've seen that have popped under Pop Century, the auto had been messed up on the sticker, like it had been off sticker.
Well, what was the product called that wild card put out, Ham? Remember we were spinning that wheel there?
Like garbage,
Decades.
And they just came out with the new set of Decades. Remember because we got the preview edition. When we were talking to them, they were breaking it down where you could buy packs of different decades, and then it'd be one card in that pack, like it was. So you could physically buy a decade versus how we were getting it, and it was just random through the decades.
Yeah, these cards look like ass.
Yep.
They're too gaudy.
Yeah, every once in a while, one or two of them look good, or they have a decent photo or whatnot. But for the most part, it's not trying. They're not even trying.
The Leaf ones or the wild card ones?
The wild card one. So the Decades ones, I like the one of ones that are AI generated photos of the character, because it like puts them in like a cool looking photo or something. Like I just saw the Chuck Norris one, which kind of looks hilarious to me, but I'm not going to pay the price on it. But if that was like an autographed version of that one, it'd be really cool.
You mean
I tried to buy the Giselle one, because Giselle had a one of one where she was wearing the wings for when she was in the Playboy shoot or whatever, but she was like on one runway model, Victoria's Secret. And that one was really cool, but I was like, man, that's a lot of money.
I know.
All right, this one's cool. There's a Leaf Pearl with a dual auto of Clint and Gene Hackman.
Oh, what's that run? Jesus.
1,500 OBO.
That's not bad, because one's in the ground, the other one's close to it.
Yeah, Hackman has an on card from Allen and Ginter as the character from the basketball movie Hoosiers. Was it Hoosiers?
Yeah, Hoosiers.
Yeah,
and this actually doesn't look that bad.
And Chuck Norris has one in Allen and Ginter this year.
I have Chuck Norris's Glow, which has a piece of his personally worn or used material in it.
Underwear?
It might be, and it's an on-card auto. That's why I liked it so much, because it was on card.
I hate that we don't have good non-sports stuff. That's like a crime against humanity.
It is. You want to start a company?
I might know a guy that could probably come help run it.
Well, I mean, Gas does it, but they don't do it successfully consistently. Like, they put stupid people out there nobody even cares about. And then every once in a while they have a really good one, like when they had Arnold Schwarzenegger on there and stuff like that. Like,
I'm sure it's hard, because I'm sure it's like not cheap to get these people to sign stuff. But
the whole point is, for the hobby, we just need something to chase. That's really it at the end of the day. If you're going to pay for it, you're going to pay for it. If not, you're going to chase it. And you're talking about a company that's having them sign 120 autographs, or 121 if you want to do the one-on-one. And then they break it down where they do so many in a color, and then they go to 10 to 5 to 1. You end up with around, I think, 121 cards autographed. So you sign a deal for signing 121 cards, and it's not like Bowman, hey, sign 50,000 cards for me. It's completely different for them, because they don't really care about any of this shit at all. Most of them don't. If you ever get that group of people, like be above a Steve Aoki, to really get into collecting cards like that, you would see a completely different generated model pop out quickly, because the money would be there.
Yeah, I don't know. This is an interesting with Rolling Stone's Prism. It's kind of like
Yeah, it's just going to be Mick Jagger's ass and his nuts the whole time.
What's the target market? Is the target market or the Rolling Stones?
From what I know, there's no autographs.
And so there's no autographs in that, right?
Yeah, there's no autographs in it.
That's kind of the big driver for non-sports. If you look at like big time non-sports cards, most of them are auto cards, unless you're talking about like vintage Disney or vintage Superman or Batman cards or something like that.
Otherwise, you're making a modern version of what like Kiss cards. Kiss cards, they've had multiple generations of Kiss sets. Elvis had sets. Michael Jackson has sets. Stuff like that. That's the same thing. Just modernized. They're not putting anything in it that we're used to modernly. So it's literally, what am I chasing? Maybe a gold?
Yeah, I mean, like, if it's not auto, then people, I think, still would rather have the old Cantante stickers, the old Dutch prints, chocolate prints, and stuff of the older rock.
You don't remember them, these old dudes that are today that are stick figures of themselves versus the guy that was crazy drinking and doing blow and everything else and running around like a wild man. That was the guy you liked. So I want to collect that card.
Are they though? Like, are boomers buying that? Like, maybe
no. I think he's talking about boomers in the chat.
Oh, Paul Boomer or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
My bad. If that was Paul, then.
Paul, yeah.
I guarantee Ziggy is not breaking that product.
I don't know.
I don't care. Good God, I don't care.
Might be.
Ham. Like, oh man. The Keith Richards Color Blast. Get it while you can.
Shit.
It come with those blue and red glasses, so you have to put them on so you get the psychedelic
feel. Do you really think that they'll make like some of the inserts that they make for the sports for the Rolling Stones set?
100%. Why not?
Maybe.
Because
everything needs to be a Kaboom, a downtown, or a Color Blast.
I know, but Ham, there's 5 or 6 members in the band.
But they do it with the cartoons.
We're talking about, when you're talking about sports, you're talking about so many teams with so many players. Okay, then you're going to make an insert set of 20, 30 different people. Like, how many different Mick Jagger Color Blasts are you going to have?
It matters which decade you want to do.
I don't think so. And then which one is going to be the one everybody wants, and which one is going to be valid? Are they all going to be worth the same amount because they're color blasts?
I think that's a good trial. If this sells out and this is extremely popular, then my God, like anything goes. Like just make anything then. Get a license.
But that's what they're doing now anyway. Like what doesn't sell that comes out?
This is a good example of something that's relevant to multiple generations. Michael Scott in The Office. I just got to meet Dwight Schrute going back, a couple weeks. Yeah, that was fun. But like my daughters both enjoy, like my 12-year-old and my 21-year-old and me, like that's multiple generations are all into that show. Like that's the type of shit I don't understand why. Could you imagine if they had The Office come out like a Rittenhouse? Rittenhouse did Cheers.
I don't even know it. I don't even know who Michael Scott is. That his last name, or is he talking about like an insert?
That's the character in The Office.
Yeah,
that's Steve Carell.
I don't know it.
All right, Steve. Well, you're the only one.
But that's me. I don't watch TV.
Okay,
you would enjoy the show based on your humor.
I probably would. I just
that would sell. That would sell.
Yeah, that would
absolutely.
Sell. But again, that's not. I mean, if something has a fair amount of characters, especially if you can get the guys that kind of blew up. But I mean, outside of probably 5 people and maybe a cameo here and there, like that's going to be your main window of people are going to be interested in.
The thing they would really need to do here, if you have autos and relics, because the other thing that sells like huge are props and concert use stuff, even friggin' concert t-shirts that they sell at concerts going back 20 years ago. They sell like crazy for huge money.
Yep.
No, they could make amazing cards if somebody was to want to do. Like, could you imagine? You could get a card. What would fit perfectly on a card? A guitar pick.
Yep.
You can get a full-on concert used guitar pick from somebody. People scrap for those in the crowd when they throw them in the crowd, right?
I know. When I was at the Bare Naked Ladies concert, they were throwing them out, but I didn't get one. But
hell, they could do player worn concert where the guy just held it, but he didn't necessarily use it in a concert. Yeah. That would sell. That would be.
And I know Leaf
from the show.
And I know Leaf did this, but it was a big flop. But when you're talking about rock concerts, you could also do tickets if it was a significant show. But
it'd be a cool insert or whatever. That'd be a cool.
That would be a cool.
But Leaf tried that, and it was kind of a flop because
but if you put an autograph on it, that's different.
Oh yeah, that's different.
This is Neo every show though. Is Neo frozen?
Neo doesn't listen to music.
Neo, what's your take on music cards? Let's go ahead.
They're a waste of time.
All right, so he answered that. Neo's more TV show movie cards. He would be into that. Yeah, that's Neo's happy regular face.
I don't have the calves on to crutch through this show, so
to crutch it.
God. I'll be your crutch, Neo.
You know, this is my flu game, guys, my flu game show, and we're at an hour 28. I think that this is coming to an end. I think we've done.
I'm mad. I thought some of you boys would ride to New York with me, but y'all dogging me again.
Oh, I didn't say yay or nay yet. When is that?
Steve's right down the street. Steve,
June 23rd, I think. Like that weekend.
For me, it's not about distance. It's about time. The time off.
Yeah, but I guess you work over the weekend.
Yeah. And I'm getting ready to go to Peru.
You can take you already know. You can take the train for the day. It's like not even a heavy lift.
Yeah. I would, but I mean, because of it falls on a weekend, I would have to get the time off from work.
What about Friday?
Yeah. Get the time. I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday. Tuesday, Wednesday is my weekend. So weekends in the real world don't exist to me.
Well, I'll be in the streets of New York all alone.
Bush.
I'll wear.
Come up there.
Bush Slickers, don't you be trying to churn up something that ain't there.
I'll have the kids run around. Neo will be around the kids for like 5 minutes and be like, you know what? You didn't have to come.
Me and Ham are normally the arguing.
My kids are old enough to where they're cool. They'd be pretty chill. That would be good. And actually, it sounds like there's a lot of cool installations. Is that what they're called?
Activations. I thought you used to do conference marketing stuff.
Yeah, I didn't call them friggin' activations. I don't know where that
breakout.
Yeah, but anyway.
Your kids could do the WWE run out thing.
Totally.
I thought all four of us would be there. We would cut a promo on the WWE carpet walking out to something. What would we walk out to?
You got the sexy boy. We did your whole entrance at the National last year.
We have to do one together, though. What would be like our group walkout?
Well, who's excited to shake Mojo's hand when we walk in the National Force?
We need the Four Horsemen
song on the ass.
We come out to DX.
Remember the old Four Horsemen song? That song was tough.
I don't think like 3 people would recognize that in the crowd when that music.
No, the Four Horsemen, they would know that Four Horsemen.
Walk out to Shawn Michaels' sexy boy toy.
That's what Neo did at the National last year.
I don't know how tough that's.
I'm not giving every content creator in the world that kind of fuel for the fire. The 4 of us walking.
I'll make sure I wear a very brightly multicolored shirt.
I feel like that might get clipped.
Yeah.
But we're just trying to bring in new subscribers.
That's right.
That don't happen.
All right. Well, let's see. Maybe we can make a day trip out of it. Saturday, Friday, or whatever. Maybe we can make that happen.
I'll try to. I'll see what I can do.
I mean, Steve, you're the closest. So if you,
I know, but like I said, it's not about the distance. It's about getting the time off,
or just going and just doing
swap a day.
I mean, it could be in like California, and if I had the time off, I could go. You know.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to get there.
All right, guys. 90 minutes in and out. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back in 2 weeks. And it will be 2 weeks. It'll be the night before draft night, NFL draft night. We can make some draft predictions. We'll actually probably know who's going number 1 overall. Then
a lot will happen between now and then because the NBA playoffs will have started. WrestleMania would have happened.
Luka will be deep into a playoff run for his first title.
Yeah, Luka will be in a playoff run.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, all right, guys. One of the WrestleMania events, not WrestleMania, but WWE will be in Tampa.
Oh, hold on. What's the date?
End the stream when you guys are mumbling. It's hard for me to end the stream when you guys are mumbling at the
hold on, I got a legit question though. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the next live stream will be The
14
23rd.
days from today.
The 23rd.
23rd.
Okay. So it'll be the one after that. Okay, it'll be the one after that.
It'll be after Easter. Hopefully, we'll know a little bit more about next Easter.
We'll know more about Easter. All right.
Yeah, we'll all have Easter too. I forgot about that.
Listen, there's key things that happen during
our,
Easter. So after Easter, some crazy crap should happen.
We can relive our Easter egg hunts. All right, I'm going to end the stream now. Guys, thank you. We'll see you back in 2 weeks. See you later.